The story of the golden calf. A long time ago, the people of Israel were traveling through the desert. They had been freed from slavery in Egypt by God, who did amazing things to save them. He parted the Red Sea, sent food from heaven, manna, and was always taking care of them. But even so, the people didn't always trust God. One day, Moses, their leader, went up Mount Sinai to speak with God and receive the laws that would help the people live well and please God. Moses stayed on the mountain for a long time, 40 days and 40 nights. Meanwhile, the people waited at the camp, but they started to grow impatient. Moses is taking too long. Maybe he's not coming back, some of them said. Then they came up with a wrong idea. They went to Aaron, Moses' brother, and said, "Make us a god that we can see and worship, because we don't know what happened to Moses." Aaron, who should have guided the people to trust in God, made a big mistake. He asked everyone to bring their gold jewelry, earrings, necklaces, and rings. He melted the gold and made a statue of a calf. When the golden calf was ready, the people shouted, "This is our God who brought us out of Egypt." They held a big party, danced, and worshipped the calf. But they didn't know that God was watching all of this from the top of the mountain. God was very sad and angry with what they were doing. "Go down now, Moses," God said. "The people have forgotten me and are worshipping a statue of gold." When Moses came down the mountain and saw what was happening, he was very angry. He was carrying 2 stone tablets where God had written the 10 Commandments with his own finger. But when Moses saw the people worshipping the calf, he threw the tablets to the ground, breaking them, because he was so disappointed. Moses went to the golden calf, destroyed the statue, burned it in the fire, and ground it into powder. Then he mixed the powder with water and made the people drink it so they would remember the great mistake they had made. Moses also prayed to God, asking for forgiveness for the people. God forgave them, but he made it clear that worshipping anything or anyone in his place was a great sin. What do we learn from this story? We must trust God, even when it feels like He is far away. Sometimes we can feel impatient, but we need to remember that God is always taking care of us, even when we can't see Him. Nothing should take God's place in our hearts. Worshipping objects, material things, or putting anything above God is wrong. He should always be the most important in our lives. It's human to make mistakes, but asking for forgiveness and learning from our mistakes is essential. God is loving and forgives us when we are truly sorry, just as He forgave the people of Israel. We need to choose good leaders to follow. Aaron should have guided the people to wait for God, but he gave in to their pressure. True leaders help us stay on the right path.